The learning style we're going to use today is called shared annotations. SHAREDNNOTATIONS. Shared annotations. And it kind of works like this. Basically, I am going to give you a photocopy of the text which we're going to be discussing. And I'm just going to use this as an example. This is an article called Curiosity Rover Celebrates 1 Year on Mars. So everybody will get a photocopy of the text or the article which we're going to be dealing with. And you should put your name at the top of your copy. So I'm just going to put John. All right. John Smith. Pretend that's my name. Okay, so you put your name at the top of your photocopy. And if you had a different colored ink pen or something like this, this would be the time to use it. So you put your name at the top, and you're going to be assigned a portion of the article to read. And let's just say, for sake of arguments, that I'm asking you to begin by reading this much. It may be that you read a paragraph from the text or something of that nature, but you're going to be assigned a portion to read. As you read, I would like you to write notes in the margin or underline. Okay, and these can be basically what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to come up with a good question. So you're going to underline a couple things, and then you're going to make some place for a question in the margin. So let's begin reading this. It says, Curiosity Rover celebrates 1 year on Mars. Mount Sharp has beckoned curiosity since the NASA rover made its grand entrance on Mars exactly a year ago, dangling from the nylon cables to a safe landing. I might decide that was something I should need to know, that it was a year ago that the Curiosity rover landed. Then it says, if microbes ever existed on Mars, the mountain represents the best hope for preserving the chemical ingredients that are fundamental to all living things. After a pokey but productive start, Curiosity recently pointed its wheels south, rolling towards the base of Mount Sharp in a journey that will last many months. Maybe I would underline journey lasts many months. Maybe I think that that's something that's important to know there. All right. And it says, expect Curiosity to channel its inner tourist as it drives across the rock-strewn landscape, dodging bumps and taking in the scenery. We do a lot of off-roading on little dirt roads, said the mission manager, Jennifer Trosper. All right, so that was the first portion that I had to read, and I underlined a couple things. Now, off in the margin, I'm going to write a question that the next person is going to answer. So I might, and it doesn't have to be from something that was underlined. For instance, in this sentence, it talked about Mount Sharp, and it represented the best hope for preserving chemical ingredients. So I might say something like, maybe, where do scientists hope to find, and how did they word it? Chemical ingredients that are fundamental to all living things. Okay, I might just say, where do scientists hope to find life on Mars? Okay, and that was the question that I wrote. Then what I will do is I will ask everybody to switch papers with their group, and or maybe pass your papers to the right. Okay, so now you get somebody else's paper. All right, so you passed your paper to someone, and now the person sitting to your right gets yours. So maybe the person sitting to your right is, I don't know, Susan Black. Okay, that's your name. All right, so Susan Black now gets the paper. All right, and she reads the next section which I have assigned. All right, again, Susan is going to underline portions from this text that she thinks are important. So let's go ahead and read. It says, Curiosity will unpack its toolkit once it arrives at its destination to hunt for organic building blocks of life. And so maybe I decided that was important, that's what it's doing. It's hunting for building blocks of life. Scientists have been eager for a peak of Mount Sharp since Curiosity, the size of a small SUV. Size of a small SUV. I decided I wanted to underline that. Touched down in an ancient crater near the Martian equator on the night of August 5th, 2012. Okay, so you kind of see where I'm going with this. I'm underlining things that I think might be important. And now Susan is going to write a question of her own. But before she does that, she's going to go back and she's going to read the underlined portions, okay, that John Smith wrote, okay, and she's going to answer John Smith's question. Where do scientists hope to find life on Mars? Well, they hope to find it in Mount Sharp. Okay, so the answer there is Mount Sharp. Okay, and now she has read this next section and she writes a question of her own. Maybe her question is going to be, how big is the Curiosity rover? All right, so she's going to write, how big is Curiosity rover? Okay, and she's read the rest of it. She's underlined things that are important, and now I ask the paper to go on to the next person, and so maybe Jack gets it. All right, so Jack is the next person to get the paper. What's Jack's last name? Jack Box. Jack in the Box. I don't know. All right, so Jack gets it. His portion that he is supposed to read is down here. Before he reads this, he goes back through. He reads everything up here that was written by John and was answered by Susan. And then he reads what was written by Susan, what she underlined, and he answers the question that was written by Susan. How big is Curiosity rover? And it tells you that the Curiosity rover was about the size of a small SUV. So he writes size of small SUV. And once he's done that, which doesn't take very long, then it's his turn to read a portion down here, make some underlined portions, and write a question, and then it'll be passed on. All right. And again, this learning technique is called shared annotations. And that's what you're going to be doing now.